Hello friends, Clayton Phillips here from Woody's RV World in Leduc, Alberta, Canada. We're just 15 minutes south of Edmonton here, and I'm going to shoot an extended tour video on this brand new 2019 Grand Design RV Reflection 303 RLS. Again, this is the extended tour, folks, so we're going to go super deep on detail. I'm going to be outside for a while. We're going to go inside after a little bit here and talk a lot about the product, how it's manufactured, all of those things, and the company itself. If you're looking for something a little more high level, maybe not as deep, check out our quick tour video that I shoot separately. Please keep in mind, I shoot these unscripted. This is all coming out of my head, you know, based on the years of training and knowledge that I have. But again, this is unscripted, other than what I write on my hand for tank capacities and lengths and those sorts of things. So please bear with me on some of the things. I may miss some detail, but again, feel free to comment, ask questions. We'll try to get back to you. So Grand Design RV, been around 6 years now. We are a Grand Design dealer at all of our dealerships in Alberta. We are one of the largest, if not the largest, Grand Design dealer in Canada, the first Grand Design RV dealer in Canada. And they are, you know, our flagship line on new RVs, and we are just so proud and blessed to be able to represent this product. Grand Design. All about structure, all about foundation, the way they manufacture their product. They're not just about building, they're about customer service as well, like we are as a dealership. We want to come alongside you just like Grand Design. The goal, Grand Design, if you come in as a, you know, buy a Grand Design RV, one of their things is that they want you to be a Grand Design RV owner for life, to be able to trade in your Grand Design maybe on something else down the road, send your friends and family in, and that's what we're about as a dealership as well. Few things on the company itself. One, you'll find that they have a golden thread of consistency that you see that weaves between all of their lines. One of the things, the lamination, they laminate every vertical wall panel, a lot of the floors in their products, depending on the brand, and that is all coming out of their lamination facility. So that lamination facility manufactures all of the fiberglass walls for every single trailer that they build. Okay, very important. So the same people are building the walls day in and day in and day out, so which is really cool. Each brand that Grand Design builds has its own dedicated assembly line. And why that's important is you don't want to be messing with your assembly line workers too much. You want them to have consistency in how they build the product, the materials they use, the floor plans they produce. There are a lot of manufacturers out there, folks, that, you know, they build 2, 3, sometimes 4 different brands on one assembly line, and that can become very confusing, especially with all of the changes that sometimes manufacturers make. And what can happen is the quality control can really go down, you know, when they change from brand to brand to brand. Grand Design, one brand per assembly line, which is absolutely fantastic. The other thing, Grand Design PDI's 288-point inspection every single RV that they produce. Every single RV, and that's been that way since their inception, which is very good. We as a dealership, we also do a PDI on every single RV that we sell that's new. So you essentially get, and then our salespeople who do our orientations, they kind of do a half pre-check or pre-check prior to you picking up the RV. So essentially every Grand Design RV that we sell goes through 2.5 PDIs essentially. And so the goal behind that is that when you get the RV in your hands, before you go camping, when you pick it up at our dealership, that's the highlight of purchasing an RV from us. And we want to make sure that that's special, but in how we do that is to deliver you an RV that's working, that's operational, that we show you how everything functions, all of those things, which is really good. So very important, we're going the extra mile, so is Grand Design. The other thing, just recently this last fall, Grand Design introduced their relationships for parts distribution in Canada and the US with, they built a relationship with NTP Stag. NTP Stag is an RV national parts distribution company that has facilities, distribution facilities all through Canada and the US. So with that, they're gonna hold and carry a lot of the you know, maybe parts and those sorts of things that are more high volume, high use on warranty repairs and those types of things at those distribution facilities. So us as a dealership, nothing changes on our end. We still order the parts as normal through Grand Design. They process the order, it gets shipped out from an NTP Stag facility, and we get the parts a lot quicker, which gives us the ability to get you down the road camping a lot faster. So many things. We're going to talk about a lot of industry firsts as well, and that's what Grand Design's all about, going the extra mile, overbuilding their products. So I know I've talked a lot, I've shared a lot of detail on that just wandering around the front of this trailer, but again, this is the extended tour video, so bail out if you want to go for a little more high level and check out that quick tour. So on the trailer itself, this is a 2019 Grand Design Reflection 303 RLS. This was the very first floor plan that they developed in the Reflection lineup since its inception. And every year it produces, it's one of their #1 sellers, if not the #1 seller. And there's just so much to talk about on this RV. But what I absolutely love with this is this gives you a big fifth wheel package from a floor plan perspective, from a feature content perspective, but in a much smaller package. This is 3/4 ton towable, gas or diesel, depending on the specifications of your truck. This particular fifth wheel is 32 feet, 5 inches in length. So if you're into doing bee training, we've sold this floor plan to a lot of campers that pull a flat deck with a quad behind, a fishing boat. In Canada, as long as you don't exceed 20 meters or 65.5 feet in length, at least here in Alberta, you can bee train away. So again, this particular fifth wheel is a triple slide, and we're going to jump into the front here. So this is a mid-profile fifth wheel, so it's got a little shorter profile up front versus a you know, a Solitude, a high profile, those types of things. And the benefit to that is you actually get a lighter hitch weight. The hitch weight on this particular trailer, as the manufacturer calls it, is 1,725 pounds. But again, on their front caps, Grand Design uses structure caps. And what a structure cap is where you see all these ridges and hard lines and those types of things. That creates structural rigidity in your front cap. I don't know if you've ever passed a trailer going down the highway, and just the wind force pressing on that front cap has basically indented or pushed in the nose of the fifth wheel. We've seen it often. And with all of these ridges, it's going to help reduce that. The other thing with the structure cap is it helps the cap go on square. If your cap doesn't go on square, what can happen is all of a sudden it kind of knocks your trailer a bit out of alignment, and you can have adverse effects on slide operation, especially wardrobe slides, bed slides up in your bedroom, those types of things. So having a squarely built trailer is super important, and Grand Design does a lot of things to make sure that your trailer is built square, and we'll talk more about that. But you'll notice on the front cap as well, on the full bore Reflection, you get the black paint that comes down. The Reflection has 3 levels in the fifth wheel. There's the 150 series, which is half-ton towable. There's the SLE line, which is going to be your 28 BH, your 29 RS, and your 31 MB. And then when you get up into the full-blown Reflection, you get that nice fully painted front cap. They're all fully painted, but this one has the black paint coming down. So just a little edgier front end. What's nice about the graphics that Grand Design uses, it's a 3M graphic. It has a higher UV protection on it. It's a thicker graphic. It's going to stand the test of time a lot better than some of the cheaper graphics you find out in the industry today. So, you know, less chance of rolling up, cracking, discoloration, those types of things. And that graphic carries a 5-year warranty as well. So Grand Design's done just an absolutely phenomenal job with that. So the marker lights at the top of the cap on either side are LEDs, and then you get the nice LED docking light here as well. So for unhooking up and unhooking at night makes it really, really easy. The switch for that is just right here. Super easy to access. So again, under bed storage here, you know, you can run your 6-volt batteries in here if you'd like. It comes with one vented battery box, so we can always add dual 6s is what we would recommend. But again, in here, and all your pass-through storage compartments, and this compartment as well, motion sensor lighting. So if it's nighttime out and you need to access your gear, you flip this up. If you have it set to motion sense, that light will automatically turn on. Okay, right up front here, you've got the Furrion solar charge port as well. So if you want to get one of those suitcase style solar panels, you can plug it in right there, and that's going to put a nice charge into your batteries. Just be careful that, you know, if you're laying that panel out on the ground, there is the possibility of it growing legs and disappearing on you. That's why we're big proponents of having the hard mounted solar panel to the roof, so you're always getting that charge. And when we mount those solar panels, folks, we always bypass the disconnect switch, so you can actually kill the disconnect switch on the trailer and you still get that charge going to the battery. We're just showing from the front back. This is a fully enclosed and heated underbelly. All of your gate valves to dump the tanks are all up inside that heated area, folks. I don't know if you can see it though, but just like on the Solitude, this strip, aluminum strip, that's the rail tight across the front here. So that really helps, you know, if you're towing it in inclement weather, you got some moisture, rain, snow, you're going down gravel roads. It just helps keep and prevent the things from rolling into the underbelly of the trailer, helps keep the heat in as well. The underbelly, your floor, your total floor R value as rated by the manufacturer is an R30. So they've got the Astrofoil insulation, they've got a layer of batt insulation in there as well. So real nice setup, everything's fully enclosed and heated and done right. The other thing, I'll just zoom in on it for you. Right up front there, you can see you've got all spray foam insulation around all of the openings. You got your low point drains. If you can see further back there, I'll just try to zoom in a little further if I can hit it. You can see you've got that T-handle right there. So that's the drain for your fresh water tank. You have a 60-gallon fresh water capacity with this trailer. And then that blue hose right there as well is the overflow hose. So as your tank is filling up, once it's full, that blue hose will start dribbling water. So that's the overflow, so you know you can stop filling up your tank. But with that gate valve like that, it just makes, you know, draining your fresh water tank so much easier. You just reach a hand under there, pull that T-valve. You're not having to crawl around in the dirt and the mud to have to, you know, pull a cap out of the end of a hose, that type of thing. Okay, spare tire mounted there at the back. So a real good shot of the underbelly there for you. Real clean. They're doing things right. That sort of thing. All right. All right, we'll jump back here. One of the things that I'm really impressed with this 303 RLS, folks, and it's been this way for a while, is the pass-through storage compartment. I find the way that Grand Design has set this up is that you have a lot of width from the baggage size opening. Like, you can slide some really big items in this baggage compartment, but I just want to point out a few things that when you're doing your RV shopping and you're comparing model to model, brand to brand, one of the things that you can really tell the difference in RVs and how they're produced and the care and attention that the manufacturer puts in is by looking in their pass-through storage compartments. One of the things that you'll find with Grand Design, folks, is that the decking that they use, there's no carpet. Okay, a lot of manufacturers will run carpet across the floor of their storage compartments, and one of the things is called ozite. And that ozite material, they use that ozite to hide in maybe some gaps and edges. It's just a lot easier to hide things when you run carpet in the base of your storage compartment. What Grand Design does is uses an anti-marring, a much thicker, it's a vinyl decking, it's a conglolium material, so it comes with that, I believe it's a 7-year cold crack warranty. It's very clean. The nice thing is that if you spill something in the storage compartment, you can wipe it up, versus some of the other manufacturers out there that run carpet through their compartments. If you put some chains that are a bit rusty, tow bars, you know, those sorts of things, something spills, it's a little greasy, your antifreeze jug tips over. All of these scenarios have happened, and we've seen it over years. Plus, sometimes in your pass-through storage compartment, you get that moldy, mildewy smell. So Grand Design is really doing all the right things to try to mitigate those things from happening by putting this vinyl decking down. The other thing is you get this nice tray here as well. So, you know, if you spill something in here, you can keep some of your fluids, those types of things. It's just much easier to keep clean, but this is a very wide opening, and the other side is just as wide, which is nice. So much easier to access. If you kind of have to crawl somewhat into your storage compartment, you can do that in this trailer. The other thing, folks, totally unobstructed pass-through storage compartments. So historically in the industry, and there's still RVs produced to this day that have this, where off the bottom of your shower drain, off the bottom of your toilet, you'll have a black pipe running down the middle of your compartment. Sometimes 2, 3 we've seen, and that can really help prevent you know, you sliding things in, bigger folding tables, the bigger club style camping chairs, your patio mats. The nice thing about fully unobstructed pass-through storage is you just get more usable space and you're not getting blocked off, which is nice. But from a quality perspective, you know, Grand Design, they, you know, in my experience from what I've seen, you know, getting under here, counting the amount of aluminum tubes that they have versus some of the other manufacturers, they're going the extra step. All your aluminum tubing is fully bead welded, double bead welded, which is really, really nice. It's thicker, it's taller. It's just a very, very clean storage compartment. The other thing is this heat plenum for your upper deck here, folks. It's all strapped up with that aluminum strapping and it's welded in. We've seen some manufacturers use a vinyl strap or a plastic strap that just holds that up with a screw or a couple screws, and we've seen where this plenum actually comes down in transport just because it's not very well supported. You can see that Grand Design is just really going the extra mile. Plus this is a heated compartment as well with that heat duct. So again, they're really doing all the right things. The motion sensor lighting in this pass-through storage compartment, one right above your utility center and then one on the entry side right by your disconnect switch there as well. On the reflection, it's an all-electric coach in terms of your slide-out system is all electric, so electric slide-outs for your living room and bedroom slides, which ties into your electrical leveling, well, not ties in, but it's electric as well as your leveling system. This is the Lippert 3.0 electric leveling system. On this trailer, it's 4-point. What's nice about this is it will auto-level out your trailer, but it has an auto-return feature on it as well, so it'll memorize the last spot that you unhooked from, and when you want to go hook up again, you just go auto return and it goes right back to where you last unhooked. So no more guessing, no more standing there holding a button. It just does it all for you, which is really, really slick. Okay, in the compartment again, first class, Grand Design on all of their fifth wheels, right from the 150 reflection all the way up through Solitude and Momentum. They use the Nautilus P1 system. This is the utility panel that's first class, folks. This is leading the charge in the industry. It's all color coded. It's got the proper diagrams on there. If let's say your fresh water tank is actually getting kind of empty on you, you're out at the Big Valley Jamboree camping away enjoying the country music festival and you're getting a little bit low on water, you can literally backfill your fresh water tank using the siphon to tank via pump or sanitize mode. So you just simply turn these valves to this diagram right here, and that will, you know, turn on your water pump and that will suck that water right into your grate or your fresh tank, which is super slick. This bypasses your hot water heater as well. So there's no more pulling a false panel off inside your trailer. For those RVers that have, you know, winterized their own RV, they know what that's like. You know, getting on your hands and knees, putting a head flashlight on and trying to find the bypass for your hot water. It's all done through here. You also can suck in your antifreeze through here as well. So very, very slick. Everything's labeled. Your gate valves are all up inside the protected and heated area. There's even a water pump switch out here as well. So if you're leaving that provincial campground and the water pump is turned off and you're pulling into that spot where you can dump your tanks, you don't have to go inside your trailer to turn on your water pump. So outside shower, hot and cold tap, you got the 110 plug, black tank flush, all the stuff, and you can run your fresh water line up through this little slot here and hook it all up, and you can keep your baggage doors locked and closed. So Grand Design's going the extra mile, folks, and I know I'm giving you tons of detail here, so all good things. The other thing, since their inception, they've had this nice blue lighting here. I really like this blue lighting, especially for at night. You know, typical RV that we've seen in the industry usually has a great big floodlight up high on the driver's side of the trailer to be the light that lights up this side of your trailer. One of the challenges is that if you're in a campsite with a neighbor, usually that light is shining right in your neighbor's bedroom window. So to have this blue lighting at night, depending on how you're parked and set up, just helps light up without being too obtrusive for your neighbor, which is really, really nice. So we're gonna shoot in on the weight badge here. So again, 1,725 pound hitch weight. So again, pay attention to your truck. The hitch weight payload capacity is what hitch weight relates to on any truck. But again, the dry weight on this trailer as it came off the assembly line is 9,736 pounds. Your GVWR rating is 11,995 pounds, which you get an unbelievable 2,199 pounds cargo carrying capacity. Like, that is absolutely fantastic, folks, for a trailer of this size to have that kind of cargo carrying capacity. Like, what I absolutely like, if you're a traveler and you want to go across Canada, down the eastern seaboard, hit Mardi Gras, wherever you're going, and you want to put some miles on and you want to get a fifth wheel, but maybe you're just a little shy on pulling a great big fifth wheel, this fifth wheel gives you great big fifth wheel livability, but in a much smaller towing package. And I can't wait to get inside and show you. So one of the things that Grand Design has also done is they give you this light. There's a light here now for at night. If you got to drain your tanks at night, they've placed this light right above where your tanks drain. So that light you can turn on, flip of a switch, and it illuminates. Sorry, I didn't turn it on for you, but that light is just in a nice LED light, and it gives you that ease of use when you're draining at night if you need to. Okay, the appliances, again, Grand Design, they try to use a 35,000 BTU furnace, where on most of their products, 35,000 BTU furnace this trailer has as well. So same size furnace that a Solitude has, that's $100,000, that's 42 feet in length. This furnace is going to heat up your trailer like nobody's business, which is absolutely fantastic. Also, your hot water heater is the Atwood 6-gallon tank with quick recovery. With the gas and electric feature on at the same time, you get 17.8-gallon quick recovery. So you can actually have a really decent shower. Since we're on the tank capacities, folks, so again, 60 gallons fresh, your gray capacity is 2 gray tanks combining to equal 87 gallons. So unbelievable gray tanks. The gray, when they first came out with this trailer, I believe was about 72. So again, they keep raising it and just going the extra mile. And then your black tank, when they started, was 42 gallons. Your black tank now on this trailer is 47 gallons. So unbelievable capacities, which is absolutely fantastic. So we're going to just zip down the driver's side. Actually, you know what? We're going to show you the tires on this. So in their inception, they had a 15-inch tire on the reflection fifth wheel. The 303 now has a 16-inch tire. That's a Westlake Lion's Head tire. So you get just a little bit better clearance underneath the trailer. But just looks fantastic. That Westlake Lion's Head tire also comes with a great warranty. Has a 5-year warranty with a 12 months, no questions asked replacement. So if you have an issue that falls within the warranty guidelines within the first 12 months, they just replace your tire, no questions asked, done deal. All nitrogen filled as well. But Grand Design also uses the Dexter towing system. The Dexter towing system includes your axle, which includes a 5-year warranty. You also get the never adjust brakes, as well as the Easy Lube hubs. And I'm going to talk about the hubs because I think it's super cool. See that little silver cap on the end of the hub there? You can pop that cap off. And what can happen is you can do a full wheel bearing repack right in your driveway. And how you do that is simply you can use the leveling system if you wanted. You may have to block underneath the legs to lift the side of the trailer to get the tires in the air. But what happens is you pull that cap off, you have a grease gun, and what happens is you can inject grease into the end of the hub. It shoots it down a cylinder towards the back of the hub, and what happens is as the new grease is going in, it cycles back around and it pushes the old grease out around the end of the grease gun as you're spinning the tires. So again, you can save yourself if you're into doing your own work, mechanical person, that type of thing, and you want to do it yourself. You can save yourself a few $100s instead of getting us to do it. But again, us as a dealership, if you don't want to go down that path, we can also do that right in our dealership as well. So super, super cool. All North American made as well. Also, it has the Dexter suspension system here in the middle, and so what that rubber bushing does is it helps reduce the amount of vibration going up inside the trailer as you're towing, creates a smoother ride, allows the tire to more free flow within the wheel well. So if you're going over speed bumps, in potholes, all of those things, it just creates a much smoother ride, but it's also a very stable ride. The most stable ride you'll get in the industry on a trailer. Pulled tons and tons of trailers over the years. Is a leaf suspension with a suspension similar to what this Dexter is. On the Solitude, they use the Equiflex suspension as well, which is a very similar type system to it. Just a little different, but operates the same way virtually. But again, very stable ride, very strong, but also creating a very less vibration going inside the trailer. Okay, there's a shot of that jack there for you. Auto leveling, fully electric. All right, let's talk about lamination. So Grand Design, when they started their company, they were the very first company to come out with a 3-year structural warranty. They wanted to build a superior product, something that was very sound, that's going to stand the test of time, but they wanted to back it up and stand behind it, not like every other manufacturer that at the time you only had a 1-year warranty. On the structure. Grand Design gives you a 3-year structural warranty, and how they achieve that is by manufacturing the product to support the 3-year structural warranty. And what I mean by that is Grand Design laminates every single vertical wall panel in their trailer. And how you tell a laminated trailer is quite simple. You just push on the wall. If you do your shopping and you're going around the different products and you push on a rear wall on a trailer and it flexes at all, that is an indication that you've got a hung fiberglass wall. And typically, if you were to remove that fiberglass panel, which is quite easy to do, if you were to open that up, you'd typically find spun fiberglass batt insulation. And the issue on a sidewall when you're dealing with that spun fiberglass insulation is you can get insulation pack as the trailer's bouncing down the road. So what can happen is at the top of your wall, the insulation will pack down, especially on a rear wall, and you can open up to where you don't have any insulation between the outer fiberglass panel and the inner wallboard. When you own the RV, you have no idea that that's happening, okay? But what can happen is it's just not as strong of a wall. We actually did a repair on the rear wall of a trailer one time. This was a couple years back. I took some pictures and there was some water damage on that wall and some moisture got into that rear wall, and that spun fiberglass insulation, if you've ever seen it wet, it kind of gets a bit gummy, it gets packed down, but it was filled with black mold. The slide end walls are another area that a lot of manufacturers will do hung fiberglass walls. Grand Design laminates every single vertical wall panel in their trailer. Depending on the product, they'll also laminate their floor. Grand Design also laminates the roof of their slide. So you can stand on a Grand Design slide out. Like, you can get up there, sweep off the top of the slide. It's so insulated, it's very well insulated, all aluminum framed, fully bead welded together. They're so strong that you can stand on top of that slide out. And they're built square. When you laminate your wall panels, you have a much better chance of being able to build the trailer square because those walls are built to exact specifications. They're not manufactured on the regular assembly line, which is very important. When you look in a laminated wall, it's all block foam insulation. It's not spun fiberglass insulation, so you don't have to worry about insulation pack and all of those things. The other thing that Grand Design does is your window openings, they frame in every single window opening on every single RV that they produce. Okay, and what's nice about that is the windows used in the industry are a clamp ring window. So if you look on the inside frame of the window, you'll find a bunch of screws. Those screws don't actually go into the sidewall. They actually go into the outer frame of the window. And they call it a clamp ring window. So that window clamps down to create the structure and the strength of it bonding to that sidewall. Grand Design frames in around all of their window openings. There are a lot of manufacturers, believe it or not, folks, that want to save money and weight, and they will not frame around their window openings. And what can happen over time, expansion and contraction, especially here in Canada with the variant temperatures that we deal with, over time, that's where moisture intrusion can creep in. And depending on what kind of sealant that they use behind the window frames, behind their corner moldings, those types of things can, potentially allow for moisture intrusion. So Grand Design's doing a lot of things to help, prevent those things from happening. The other thing, Grand Design doesn't use butyl tape. Butyl tape, if you're doing your shopping, what can happen is you'll see it. If you see sealant squeezing out behind your corner moldings and belt moldings and stuff, that's an indication that you have butyl tape. Butyl tape is an sealant that the RV industry has been using for decades. The issue with butyl tape is it dries up. With Grand Design, behind this corner molding, they use a product called Mylar tape seal. And Mylar tape seal has a much longer shelf life, but it's not exposed when they put it on. It's not exposed to the sun and all of the elements from outside because it's behind this cap. But also then they lay a silicone cap seal over top of it. So the chances of a Grand Design trailer allowing moisture coming in are greatly reduced versus a lot of the other products in the industry. It costs them more money to do that, but they're going the extra mile. The other thing on the lamination side of things, folks, wherever you see an outside fastener going into the wall of the trailer, like here, I'm pointing these out, this will be an aluminum tube laminated within that sidewall. Okay, you see the screws? Okay, now that screw is a steel screw. Grand Design, on anywhere those fasteners are, those screws are, is that aluminum tube is stuffed with a wood dowel. And why that's important is because a steel screw that's in an aluminum tube that isn't supported, what will happen is as your trailer's flexing and stressing going down the highway, over time, that steel screw will wear that aluminum tube open, open a little bigger, which again can allow for moisture intrusion. And I know I'm talking a lot about structure, but again, this is the extended tour video. Grand Design inserts a wood dowel in every single aluminum tube that has an exterior fastener going into it. If there is no aluminum tube that they have in that sidewall, rather than just running the screw into fiberglass and foam, what they run it in the wall, they'll laminate a sheet of EGS, electro-galvanized steel. Okay, so this screw is going into a sheet of steel. If you're a 250, 300-pound man, you can climb up the ladder on a Grand Design trailer. Okay, the other thing, Grand Design puts ladders on everything they build except their Transcend. So, Transcend Explorer Edition, just purely for price point. They do put the backing in their rear walls in order to mount a ladder if you so choose. But again, Grand Design gives you walk-on roofs, folks. So they want you to have the ability to be able to go up there and do some sealant touch-up if necessary. Replace a roof vent if you happen to break when a tree branch goes through it, to be able to climb up on top of your roof and sweep off the tops of your slide-outs, those types of things. So to have a ladder mounted to the rear wall of your trailer is very nice. The other thing, a lot of manufacturers, folks, if you don't see a ladder, that's a very good indication that it may not have a walk-on roof. You literally, when you have to go up there, you have to feel for the studs to step on that stud, just like you'd be walking in an attic of a home. Not a lot of fun, but again, that's how they keep the weight down in a lot of products. That's how they get the price down. Just buyer beware of those things. Okay, talked enough about that. Grand Design, on the reflection, they do give you, for 2019, they upgraded from the bike rack receiver to the boat hitch quad hauling receiver. So this is a 3,000-pound hitch with the flat 4 wiring. You'll see it right there, that cap covers it up. So the beautiful thing about a trailer like this is you get that big fifth wheel interior livability from a floor plan perspective, but in that 32.5-foot length, you can very easily pull a little flat deck with a quad on it, a side-by-side, all of those things. Check your provincial and state towing laws, those types of things. In Alberta, we have a max 20 meters from the front of the truck to the back of the B-train or the quad trailer or boat trailer, those types of things, or 65.5 feet. So again, just be aware of that. All right, coming down the entry side of your trailer here, Grand Design on I believe it's 2017 or 18, they added the secondary awning to the outside wall of the reflection. So you've got 2 awnings on this product, folks. On your slide out here, your awning is 10 feet 6 inches in length, and then your door forward, you have a 13-foot awning. I was unable to open up the awning on this side. It's just a little tight. I apologize for that. So you've got total 23 feet 6 inches in awning of this trailer. Unbelievable. So if you pull in that provincial campground and you've got that tree in the way and it prevents you from utilizing one of your awnings, you have the flexibility of having an additional awning to be able to utilize. Also on the reflection, just like the Imagine, they use the A&E awning, which has the LED light strip at the base where the fabric meets the wall. So that light is fully utilized and usable with that awning fully retracted, which is kind of cool. Also on the entry side, they do give you the coax cable connection, the 110 plug. So if you wanted to mount exterior television on this outside wall, hang the bracket, you can do all those things, which is really, really cool. Okay. Electric slide outs. So talk about slides. Your main slides, so on your main floor, these are a rack and pinion slide system, folks. The most reliable slide system on the market. It's tried true. It's been around 20 plus years. The beautiful thing about a rack and pinion slide system, folks, is if you were to ever run out of battery power, your motor was to fail, any of those things, you just simply put a crank handle on the drive nut, and I'll show you if you can see that drive nut right there. So you can put a crank handle right on that and manually crank in, and what that nut will do is it will bring in your kitchen slide opposite of it. And then so on the other side of this trailer you have another one. So super easy if you were to ever run out of power. But also Grand Design doesn't use any Darko woven fabric on the bottoms of their slides, folks. They do the cap edge here as well. So typically on the corners here, what can happen is with these double blade seals and bulb seal and stuff, there's some friction created there when the slide outs are being extended and retracted. And we've done lots of moisture damage repairs and those types of things over the years, where if that Darko is exposed, what can happen is it will open up over time, exposing your wood floor, and that's where you can get moisture intrusion and your whole floor can go rotten on you in your slide out. Not a lot of fun, very costly to repair. So Grand Design does the cap edge. They don't do the Darko, so it's never going to open up on you. But then again, they're again, silicone cap seal with the Mylar tape seal, all of those things that they're really doing all the right stuff at the factory. So all right, we've got the all aluminum step. Now this step here, folks, has got the aluminum step plate with the aluminum side on it as well. So I call this the butter step. It's the same step they've been using since their inception. It folds in and out like butter. It's super easy. It's the no rust step. You don't have to worry about rust building up over time. Very, very easy to use. Okay. Arctic insulation package. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. On the reflection, top down, you have an R40 in your roof, R40 in your front cap. That's the same R value that you get in a Solitude S-Class, that you get in a regular Solitude, in a Momentum, those types of things. Your sidewall, because it's a 2-inch sidewall on the reflection, you get an R9. And then your floor, again, like I mentioned earlier, you got an R30. Your slide floor is an R24. So really, really good R values. On the reflection, the full-blown reflection, we bring in all of the windows, dual pane window. So it's 2 panes of glass. From what I'm being told at Grand Design, you get an R5 approximately out of that dual pane window. And it just really helps reduce the amount of condensation freeze up that you can get propane heat, like what you'd have with your furnace, because it's propane. You can get, there's moisture in that, and what can happen on a cold day, if you have a single pane window, what will happen is you can get that crispiness or that frosting going across your window, bringing the moisture inside. That dual pane window greatly reduces the chances of that happening. So if you're doing any amount of cold weather camping, we always highly recommend getting the dual pane windows if it's available on whatever trailer you're looking at. So again, great big pass-through storage compartment. We'll give you a shot of all that aluminum tubing. Very, very good. So, super thick baggage doors too. Metal latches versus plastic. Even your speakers on the product here, folks. That's an exterior speaker. You get 2 of them with the blue lights that are integrated. They turn on when you turn on your LED light strip for your awning fabric as well. The cool thing about this is that that speaker is mounted on the exterior wall of the trailer. It's not countersunk into the wall. If you see a countersunk speaker in the wall of your trailer, what can happen is when that speaker's running, if you're sitting by the campfire and you need to turn the music up in order to hear it, what we'll do is it'll create more noise inside the trailer as well. So if you have somebody sleeping inside, it just makes it a lot more noisier. With this, you have one small hole for the wire in behind that speaker, and again, they do that proper seal job around those speakers. Okay, versus some manufacturers that are getting out a great big hole saw and cutting a great big hole in the sidewall of your trailer. So again, less chance of moisture intrusion. Okay, one thing, always recommend to folks, bring a tape measure when you go RV shopping. Measure the widths of the doors, the heights of the doors, the size of the windows, all of those things, and that's where you can see a lot of separation between products. Okay. We're going to jump up inside here. We're going to start on the main floor. So again, this has opposing slides, folks, and I call this big floor plan. This is a big floor plan interior livability. So this floor plan you see in a lot of the floor plans that Grand Design builds, but in a much shorter package. So again, one of the things that we really tout on this floor plan, folks, one, massive windows. You see windows everywhere on the exterior walls of this trailer. More importantly, for a lot of people, they like to have the windows on the camp side of their trailer. What's nice about that is that when you're parked and set up, you're looking into your camp space from various locations inside the trailer. You're not staring out into your neighbor's campsite. So in some products that have the kitchen slide on the entry side, you get less windows, more windows to be able to look at your neighbors. And of course, you always have those blinds down. So with a setup like this, you're going to want to have those blinds up. For 2019, they went to the Mcd Roller Shades. You got this little dongle here. I think my buddy Rob Groover at the factory tagged it that. Mcd Roller Shades. So what's nice about that is it's a blackout blind. Unlike the night shades with the strings, over time what can happen is those strings will stretch out, and then you got to keep hooping them around the button that is mounted to the wall down in the lower corner of the window, and those blinds keep sliding down even when you want to raise them up. The beautiful thing about this is it's a true blackout blind, and they go up and down super easy. Okay, but again, we got massive windows in this product. The other thing, freestanding dinette. The nice thing in the reflection, if you got grandbabies and grandkids or just kids you want to have that extra sleeping arrangement, or you just want to have a little more storage, you can get a booth dinette. And the window doesn't change as well, which is really cool. But we optioned in the freestanding dinette on this. We find 90% of the time most people want to have the flexibility of the freestanding dinette. The nice thing about the freestanding dinette is you don't always have to have the 4 chairs there. 2 of those chairs fold up flat, and you can tuck them and put them away in storage. So you can just have 2 chairs around if it's just the 2 of you traveling, you know, across county. You want a little more table space, easier to, you know, a little more flexibility, much easier to slide in and out of the dinette. Okay. Thomas Paine theater seating. I encourage you to look at the functionality of the theater seating. They're not all the same. Grand Design goes the extra mile. This is the Thomas Paine brand. Higher density foams, better material. This is the cappuccino interior. Just so you know, folks, Grand Design only has one color on the Imagine and the Reflection. Cappuccino, what you see is what you get. Okay, but with this theater seating, you get the nice blue lighting for movie watching at night, but you also get the heat and massage with the cup holder in the middle there, and that armrest flips up where you can tuck the remotes out of the way. So very comfortable. The other thing, one of Grand Design's DNA items, whenever they build a floor plan, they try to manufacture it with the theater seating directly across from the entertainment center, so you're not breaking your neck to have to watch the TV. Okay, at the rear of this trailer, the sofa is mounted to the floor, so you don't have to worry about that catapult effect. It's a tri-fold sofa, so underneath that that sofa, there is storage for extra bedding, those types of things, but it does fold out into a nice queen-size bed for guests if you so choose. The other nice thing is they do the end tables on either side of the sofa for extra, you know, placing a cup of water, a beverage, snacks, whatever. That type of thing. So lots of storage all the way around. Okay, DNA item, folks. A couple things with their floor. One, no heat ducts in the floor. Okay, what's nice about that is they're not cutting into the floor to allow for the heat to travel through. They actually snake all of the heat ducting up through the bottom of the island, the kitchen island, and it blows across the floor. Okay, the beautiful thing about that is, one, you have a stronger floor versus heat ducts in the floor. Much easier to sweep out. You know, the floors of trailers can get dirty sometimes. When you sweep it out with those heat ducts in the middle of your floor, sometimes that dirt and debris can go down into those heat ducts. Sometimes they even place a heat duct right in front of your couch on the floor, so your foot is always going onto it, and usually they put a plastic grate in, so if you step on it, they break quite easily. Okay, you don't have to worry about the dog hair, the dog food, the Cheerios, the crayons, all those things that can come up. I'm sorry you can't store your popcorn in your floor, in your heat ducts anymore. But again, Grand Design, stronger floor. Speaking of their floor, they use a marine grade one-piece floor decking. There are no seams in this floor. Some manufacturers, folks, are using 4x8 sheets of plywood. So every 4 feet you have a seam, and over time what can happen is your trailer floor can develop squeaks and those types of things. This floor is one piece. There's no seams all the way from the back of the trailer all the way to the front of that storage compartment, and then the upper deck as well. So far less chance of, you know, squeaks and rattles and those types of things developing in your Grand Design RV. So the other thing, limited carpet. The only place that they do carpet is on the floor of the main flush floor slide. Why they do that? We've seen some manufacturers putting linoleum on the floor of their slide out floor. The issue is that if you have a freestanding dinette, that leg, it's got a little button on the bottom side of it. It can be a lot harder on a linoleum floor versus a carpet floor. So just a greater chance of poking a hole in the linoleum. With the carpet, you don't have to worry about that. It looks nice and sharp, and very easy to sweep out your main floor, those types of things. So on your kitchen island here, folks, you have the solid surface countertops. I forget the name that they use, the brand, but it's a much thicker, like if you look at it, it's a much thicker countertop. The really neat thing with their countertop and the reflection here, folks, is you do get the single basin farm style sink, which we absolutely love. If you like the idea of having a dunk tank, or you just want to conserve on some water, I would just recommend packing a smaller, Rubbermaid container that would fit this dimension here that you can utilize as well. So a lot of flexibility with this sink, and you can hide your dinner plates if you don't want to jump on the dishes right away. So, okay, storage along the along the base of the island here as well. Pull out drawers, all of those things. Okay, we also have the hutch here as well. What's really nice about the hutch is the flexibility of more counter space. It's a prep area. We find a lot of customers are going to place their toaster here, your Keurig coffee maker. You got 2 plugins. That's one thing else, folks. Count the amount of plugins that you find in RVs. You'll notice a drastic difference. Grand Design puts tons of 110 plugs inside their trailer. So this could be the bar if you so choose. Keep your wine bottles up top. You got all of the drawer storage here as well, but super functional, tons of counter space. They do give you the USB charging station as well, so you can plug in your mobile devices, all of those things. 4-door fridge, the Dometic 4-door fridge. What's nice about this layout, folks, is when this slide out is fully retracted, both slides, you can access your refrigerator, okay? You can't necessarily open up this door, but you can open up the freezer and this side. So if you're traveling down the road, you want to make a sandwich, grab a drink, pull off the side of the road, you can do that with this floor plan, which is really, really nice. The other thing that I like about it, you got a wood panel, raised panel wood insert on your door. It has a really nice high-end look, but they've added these little blockades, these little rails here to help prevent things from sliding off in transport. So just much nicer. They don't have to add that, but they do. So that's a 12 cubic foot gas electric refrigerator. Okay, you've got the residential inspired appliances in this as well. So you've got the new Furrion range top, which has a really nice residential gas style top. It does have the automatic sparker as well, which is really nice. No more getting the sparker out or having to turn a knob. Also, no more getting on your hands and knees to light your pilot light in your oven, folks. That you just flip the door, flip this knob over, and you can literally light the pilot light using those knobs there. So super, super easy. You're not having to, again, get that sparker and get on your hands and knees and light that pilot light. So real nice. All stainless steel as well. And then they pair it with the Furrion Convection Microwave, stainless steel as well. This is nice and big. Like you could cook a chicken in here if you wanted to. So I call it the holy grail of pantries. This has literally sold this floor plan for years and years and years now. You've got a ton of pantry storage, folks. You can stack your tall cereal boxes in there. You can bring all sorts of food, and that's what I love about this floor plan being such a small package. If you are planning on wanting to do a long distance trip for 2-3 months, get down south for 6 months out of the year, you're not going to get that cabin fever inside, but you still get that tons and tons of storage, which is really nice. All right, heating again, 35,000 BTU furnace, folks. You do get the wide angle Titan Flame fireplace. This has a 5,000 BTU heater in it. Okay, so 40,000 BTUs of heating capability. The really nice thing about this is, let's say it's just a little cooler out, but it doesn't necessarily warrant you turning on your furnace. Where they do place the furnace in this, by the way, it is super quiet inside the trailer. But if you didn't want to run your furnace and you're plugged into, let's say, a 30 amp service, you just want to heat up the living area of your trailer, you just turn on that fireplace. It's dead quiet. It doesn't make any noise. Very little noise anyways. Okay. TCL LED television. And then you've got your Furrion DVD, Bluetooth, stereo hooked up to your outside speakers, all those things. So really doing just a phenomenal job on this layout, folks. Grand Design also goes the extra step, like look at the detail with your sconces, light sconces, all those things. Max fan with rain sensor. Every Grand Design fifth wheel that they produce has the Max fan in the kitchen area with the wall remote and its rain sensor. So if that's up and it starts to rain, that rain sensor will get wet and that lid will automatically close. Okay, So I think this is a kitchen. I've talked a lot on this floor plan and I just absolutely love it and love for you to come by and check it out at our dealership here in Leduc. One of the things here in Leduc, folks, since we've opened, we've really focused on the customer experience. One of the things that we've done is, again, focusing in on the customer. We're here to build relationships with you. We want to come alongside you, and we focus in on that. Everything else works out in the end for us, as long as we focus in on the customer that's coming through the door. And I think the running count right now, we're up to like 71 5-star reviews, and those are organically created reviews by our customers. And that's just a testament to how hard our staff work here at this dealership to focus in on the customer. We would love for you to come by the dealership and show you what we're all about here, okay? Back to the product. One of the things that's really nice about this layout as well, and it's not on, it's turned off, but right up here, actually, you know what, I'm gonna turn it on. Motion sensor light. So let's say if you're parked and set up, you're camping and you're on a day trip, you come back and it's night out, you want to open up your door, you walk in, you're not having to fumble around in the dark looking for switches, because that light right up there has a motion sensor setting on it. And you can turn that on and walk in, the light turns on and you can see what you're doing. And then right across from your entry door here, you've got your convenience center. So on here you've got your tank monitors, your awning switch, your main awning switch. Your other awning switch is just further back by the dinette. Ceiling light switch, step light switch, water pump, gas electric, hot water switches, awning light switches, all of your slide outs. Because it's electric slides, folks, you have individual switches for each slide. Some of the hydraulic systems in the industry, most of them, one switch for the hydraulic slides all paired together. You'll hold the one switch down, each slide goes out after one another. So just a little different setup. Right by your entry door, you do have your furnace switch and your air conditioning switch. 15,000 BTU air conditioner on this, by the way, with the Grand Design racetrack system. So one of the most efficient air conditioning systems in the market. The other thing, one thing to point out, they place the AC at the back of the trailer on this, so it's at the lowest part of the ceiling. So much lower profile on this product as well overall. Again, max fan remote switch here as well. So you got the tread step, no carpet on the steps here, folks, as well. So, you know, if you're wanting to hit the bathroom without having to take your shoes off, boom, you're right there. You do get the grab handle, little coat hooks coming up here. We're gonna jump into the bathroom. So what's neat about this bathroom, and this is how Grand Design gets the length down, especially when we jump into the bedroom, but they've been building this bathroom this way for, you know, since its inception. Porcelain foot flush toilet, folks. You get the shower here with the sliding doors. We'll just pop this open. And I encourage you, anybody coming by our dealership, I get everybody to stand in the showers, flex your elbows out a little bit. You'll be blown away by how much room you actually get in there. And the skylight, if you're, you know, 6'4", 6'5", you're going to be able to fit in this bathroom, which is really, really nice. The other nice thing is you do get that cheater door going right into your bedroom as well. So you're not having to come into the hallway to access your bathroom. If you have guests, you just keep that pocket door slid closed and they can come up and use your bathroom at night. But one of the things you'll find is you actually get pretty decent counter space in here. All right, you get the sink, storage, shelving below, you get the vanity. We'll open all of this up for you. So extra storage, motion sensor lighting in here as well. That's really nice if you got grandkids. All right, they want to use the bathroom in the middle of the night and they just walk in, the light turns on and it turns off after them. We know kids sometimes are a little bit sleepy when they use the bathroom, at least mine are at home, and there's usually a bathroom light left on in the morning when we come in. So again, door coming through here. We're gonna shoot back this way and go into the bedroom from this side. All right, DNA item, residential size beds. Grand Design, they build all of their floor plans north-south bed. That's how they get the length down in this. But again, residential size bed, 60 wide, 80 long. Your regular residential fitted sheets will go around it much nicer. If you don't like the mattress, you can go to any mattress shop and upgrade the mattress to a residential bed. It'll fit the same dimensions. So much, much nicer. Some of the manufacturers still are using those short mattresses. It drives my wife nuts because that fitted sheet will bag up and hang down at the foot of the bed. And if you're a tall person, your feet are hanging off. It's just not nearly as comfortable. So again, lots of lighting in here. You got individual reading lights. I love this because you get nightstands on either side of your bed. So if you're like me and you like to let your arm hang off the side of the bed, you're a little more claustrophobic. We find people that don't necessarily like sleeping in confined spaces love the reflection fifth wheel because you don't have a cabinet 2 inches away from your nose, because a lot of the manufacturers, they run this cabinet down and you don't get the nightstand, okay, on either side, and you feel like you're sleeping in a tunnel, okay? Okay, this, you don't feel like you have that cabinet right in your face because you just don't. Okay, also you've got USB connections right up there, that little black box there. That you got a dual USB connection. So what's cool about that is you can plug your cell phones in there, lay them on the shelves. Got a little bit fuzzy there. You got a shelf right up top here, folks. So, you know, his and her cell phones, those types of things, you got a spot to do that. 110 plugs. If you have a CPAP machine, you can plug it in there. You get all the wiring to do so. And then you get your wardrobe slide, okay, with 2 drawers and all of that stuff. So again, this is what, 53-minute video going on 54 minutes. I think I've talked a lot. Also, if you want to add a secondary AC, all of the wiring is here. You can see they run the wiring, the 110 wiring, right to that vent. You can put in a max fan if you'd prefer with a cover, or add an extra air conditioner if you so choose. This one doesn't have it, so you can add it if you want. So again, my name is Clayton Phillips. I'm the sales manager here at Woody's RV World in Leduc, Alberta, Canada. We're working hard to earn your business, coming alongside you. Our mission to enhance lifestyles by providing leading edge products supported by a team of professionals committed to exceeding our customers' expectations. That is our mission statement. We live it every day. We go the extra mile, and we're just working as hard as we possibly can to make sure that your RV experience is first class. So again, come by our dealership, 8012 Sparrow Crescent, Leduc, Alberta, Canada. 780-986-1234. Super simple phone number. So again, 2019 303 RLS Reflection, Grand Design, 5th wheel. Love for you to come by, check it out. Thanks for your time. Take care.